Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine Ramon, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm the Director of Equity and Inclusion for the town of Danvers. A little bit about me, I'm from Newburgh, New York, which is about 2 hours outside New York City. I went to school in Western New York for my undergrad degree, and then I came to Boston for grad school and then stayed to begin my career working in a center for Latinx, Caribbean, Hispanic, and Spanish-speaking students. And when I say Latinx, that means students, it's a gender-inclusive way of referring to people who are from Latin America or descended from Latin America. In those spaces, I was able to really bring my identity as a Haitian Puerto Rican to the forefront and be in community with other students who share those identities to think about how to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that looked like celebrating our culture both individually and collectively. That looked like uplifting them in their studies and creating spaces for them where they could see other people who look like them. And it also meant challenging some of the barriers that they might have faced when it came to accessing their education the same way their peers could. So that's really the approach that I'm bringing to my work here in Danvers. So in my role, I'm tasked with serving the town, the schools, the library, and basically all things diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so what does that mean? For me, that looks like really reviewing policies and protocols, rules, to think about if everyone's able to access them in the same way. It means co-creating events and programs that get us engaging in conversations that might be uncomfortable sometimes if we're not used to it, but all of those things, again, around diversity, equity, and inclusion. It also means doing a lot of listening, and my passion being about identity has created great opportunities for me to sit down with a lot of members from the town to think about that. Where are they from? What language do they use to talk about themselves? What are they seeing as perhaps challenges or even positive things about Danvers that they want to continue as we shape this community together? So far in my role, I've done a lot of listening. I've connected with everyone from high school students to select board. And again, all of it has been around thinking of the ways that they talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, the ways that they engage in difference, the ways we think about what are things worth celebrating here and who is coming in that wasn't here before and how do we create space for them moving forward. And that's been a ton of fun. I've really enjoyed that. Similarly, I work closely with the Human Rights and Inclusion Committee, chaired by Dr. Dutrice Joko. And for this committee, I serve as the liaison between the town and the committee. So I'm usually bringing a report there with some feedback from the town, and I also support them in all of the events that they put on. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to work with them. First and foremost, because it's been great to be around people who are passionate about this work. But I've also very much enjoyed the programs and events that they've been able to put on since I've been here. So I'm thinking about the flag raising event for Pride. I'm thinking about the co-sponsorship they had with the Healing and Unity Experience. And I'm also thinking about the Pride celebration that happened on the library lawn. And that was all in the span of a week. So it's been a busy time, but again, it's been wonderful to think about who's passionate about this work, who's already having conversations about this, and what work are they doing, and where does that work need to go next. And so with them actually coming up on June 19th, Sunday at noon on the library lawn, we're gonna have a Juneteenth celebration, and this is an opportunity for the community to gather to learn a little bit about the history of why Juneteenth is important, as well as to hear a proclamation from the town about the holiday, and to be able to talk about what it means to us while we're mingling and being in community, and just being able to ask questions and engage in conversation about why now, why celebrate this now. So I'm really excited about that. And I think those little conversations and connections that I've made with people thus far, I think my one-to-one conversations have been the best part of the job, honestly. I've met amazing people with interesting stories, and I'm really excited to further those relationships. I think it's also important to be honest about the hard parts of this job, right? I think for me, sometimes the hardest part for me is being in spaces where I'm the only person who looks like me or has my identities. And this is true for a lot of Black, Indigenous, people of color, women, non-binary people. So it's not unique to me, but sometimes when that's the case, you encounter people who, might not know better and might say things that they don't realize are harmful, or don't realize are based on stereotypes. And so while that happens sometimes, I am still motivated by the people who are open to hearing the feedback about, actually, I'd love for you to think about it this way, or actually, here's some information that you might not have had before, so we can ensure that, again, we're creating space for difference. And I've been really motivated, again, by the people who are open to that, and who have been supportive of that, and who have been checking in on me around that. And so it's been wonderful. And so if you're wondering, what do I get in touch with Jasmine for, or how, or why? Again, I say, bless me with the gift of your stories. I'm here to learn as much as I can about Danvers, to create context for the work that needs to be done. I say, each story is a piece of the puzzle that is Danvers. And so if you want to come in and just talk about your experience, if you want to come in to reflect on experiences that have happened here or what you would like to see, I invite you to come in. And right now I have 2 chunks of time during the week that I'm calling open office hours. So Tuesdays from 10:30 to 12, and then Thursdays from 4:30 to 6 p.m. are some times that I have intentionally set aside for you to reach out to me via email. We can meet in my office, which is located on the 2nd floor of Town Hall in the Human Resources Suite. We can meet downtown. I've really appreciated my meetings in Kathmandu. Or wherever it works for you, Zoom, whatever's most comfortable. But I invite you to reach out to me. I'm here, I'm accessible, and I want to make sure that we as a community know that this is work that is done together. I'm one person, and I am positioning myself to facilitate conversations, to work towards that change, to help you all find the solutions to a lot of these issues or questions and conversations around making Danvers more accessible, more welcoming, making Danvers a place that celebrates all the difference, and knows how to address difference in ways that are positive and uplifting and educational. So I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm excited for the work that lies ahead.